Well, we've identified some areas that we got to grow on, and we got to grow up in. And with a young group, particularly a young set of guards, which we've kind of our basketball has been dominated by guard play to set the table. Is we got to do a better job with our pace. We got to do a better job spacing the floor. And that's going to lead to more efficient offense. And then we got to work on our communication. I think all three of those we've really evolved during the course of the season. But coming down the stretch, we got to be able to execute details and stack details. And the biggest issue we've had is managing adversity. When a team will be going on a run and not trying to make a hero play or a heart play. I mean, that's the kinder way of saying it. And that's what leads to to continued runs and stop it. We're literally, as I look back on the year, we're 7 to 10 possessions away from having 17, 18, 19 wins going into the year. But unfortunately we're also 7 to 10 possessions away from that. And so, we got to be able to do a better job in tournament play. Now, there's nobody that wants to play us. We got a winning tradition. These guys, even though we've lost more than we've won coming down the stretch of this season, we've executed details just like any other team we've had as a winning play, as we prepare for the game, as we execute the game during the game. Just we got to put more winning plays out on the floor. And so as we attack this week, it's 0-0. Everybody's record is thrown out the door. And this week we got to really lock in on how we can do a better job of managing that adversity. And then if there's any stink in you because you lost one coming down the stretch where you had a play to win it, you got to get that out, because we got an opportunity to go against South Dakota State, in their place, and that's a team that two of the halves, we smoked them like a salmon, and then two of the halves, they smoked us like a salmon. And unfortunately, they smoked us more than we smoked them, but we put some really good basketball for two halves against South Dakota State. And, we now have also witnessed what a South Dakota State, atmosphere is like. And even though it's not in their home facility, it's their home court. There's going to be 10,000, 11,000 South Dakota State fans, and I'm really proud of where we've been with our program, and I'm proud that we're the last non-I-29 team to play in the championship game. We're the last non-I-29 team to win the regular season, which may be even harder than making it to the championship game because of all the travel. We go to Oral Roberts. It took us 18 hours to get there because of travel issues. And in my 21 years, first time that we have not practiced the day before a game. And just couldn't work it out with the travel issues. And so our guys are able to, we're doing walkthroughs and video in airports, just finding space. And our guys, just not a blink. And those are guys, they're pros with how they operate. And that adversity is going to help them in life, but also it's going to help you come tournament play because there's going to be distractions. There's going to be issues that come up. And I just like where this group is right now. I think they have a really good edge going into tournament play.
Last chance to win the Summit League tournament. You guys have never won it. How do you embrace that challenge?
Well, and the unfortunate part is that we have a bunch of newcomers and young guys, 9 guys that have never played a game for us coming into this year, and so they don't really understand the atmosphere or the the history behind all of that. So we really need those returners, those upperclassmen, to really take a lead on that. We've seen some challenging environments this year. We've had some success in them. First half at South Dakota State. Also the Grand Canyon. I mean, that was, next to the IU win on the road, that's been the largest crowd that we've walked away with a win. I mean, it was 7,000, 8,000 people packed in that place. And so we've seen that kind of atmosphere. We've also seen what it's done to us when, second half at South Dakota State. So that's experience that we need to lean on as you go into a hostile environment up there. But in terms of, it's something that we've been talking about all year. It's the last first that we haven't accomplished in our program's history, and it's the last time we're ever going to get an opportunity to do that. And so let's embrace that. And it's we spend 51 weeks preparing for this week. You spend 12 months preparing for this week, and it doesn't matter what's happened up to this, but we've been working and working and working. And in 3 weeks, we're going to have guys living in the gym again, getting up shots. Well, that's all fine and good, but that's for next year. Let's make sure that you're putting everything into it right now, all right, into this next week. Let's get your mind right. Let's get our bodies right. Let's get up as many shots as we can. And ultimately, making shots fixes a lot. and we got to make some shots coming down the stretch. And so game shots, living in the gym, getting your confidence up is going to be big for us this week.
And you were just in video. What did you figure out? When you were doing well against South Dakota State versus what you weren't doing well. I mean, what's the game plan?
Well, we still haven't dove into South Dakota State yet. Today was an us day, and so we practiced just being us, the things that we need to be able to do to be the best version of us on the floor today. And then we watched a video of our Oral Roberts game. And, I thought we played unbelievable D for long stretches in that game. And we held Oral Roberts to the lowest points per possession they've had in 8 games. I think we're playing defense at a high level, higher level than we've ever played here. Since I've been here in my 9 years, and I love that about this group. We have the ability to win a game ugly. Do I love watching ugly basketball? No, but I also know that right now it's whatever it takes time. It's finish time. Just figure out ways to win games. And you always hear it's the cliche: defense wins championships. And we've always been able to score 80, 85, 90 points in a game, but our defense hasn't been as good as it is right now. And so I think that gives us an edge going into the tournament. We have good offensive players. We have good shooters. It's more the flow and the experience, and we got to put it all together. And so what we watched a lot of is, good defense, good offense, and then sort of where we ran into some hiccups against Oral Roberts. And it was kind of that same issue of, managing adversity. Now we just turned it over 2 times in a row. That next possession, let's look at what we did. How do we execute that next possession? How can we execute more details on that so you get a great possession after it's the other team's in the midst of a run? And so it's just that maturity, and I think this week will be great for our guys to take a deep breath and kind of reflect on, we're this close, we're really, really close, but you got to make more winning plays, and let's prepare for it. And the other part is that, there's no pressure on these guys. We've always been the higher seed, and this year we're not. And there's no pressure on us. We're going into South Dakota State. Those guys, they got upset last year in this first round game. There's a lot of pressure on them as they go into that. And for us, we're going to be free flowing out there. We're going to have fun this week, and we're going to attack the opportunity. And this is the last time I think our guys are going to have a great edge to them.
Still, as you look ahead to Saturday, what's it take to beat a South Dakota State team up there? Like you said, you guys have put 2 really good halves together against them, just not 2 other really good halves.
Well, I think you got to be great in transition defense. They can in transition they can really get it going. You got to put them in crowds where when they get the ball on the move, they shoot it well, and so you got to do a great job with that. And it really starts with post defense. They have 2 really good. Both are going to be all league post players at the 4 and the 5. And so we got to make sure that whether we're playing single coverage, mono in the post, or we're coming with our fires that we really keep them out of rhythm. And that we have great rotational defense. And then, ultimately we got to be able to score the basketball. And, it's something that, historically has not been an issue for us. But this year in stretches, we haven't spaced the floor as well as we need to. We haven't played as fast as we need to get guys on the move. And we've turned it over too much. And so we got to make sure all those things and the pace and the space, that leads to your turnover. So those are things that, we got to be able to put good offensive basketball and good process on the floor to have success.